This is ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Player of the Year candidate Kenyon Martin and #1 Cincinnati face a huge non-conference test against Pepe Sanchez and 15th-ranked Temple. Next on ABC. ABC's college basketball presented by Payne Weber, and the big question at the Shoe in Cincinnati is whether or not Pepe Sanchez is available for John Chaney and the Owls as they go against #1 Cincinnati. Hello again, everyone. John Saunders alongside Digger Phelps. A big question because without Pepe Sanchez, Temple is just 5-3. With him, 14-1. He will play.
Yeah, we saw last week against Maryland. Of the 20 steals Temple had, Pepe Sanchez had 9, but he also had 11 assists. Kenyon Martin today will be packed in against that zone. They'll take him out of the game. A key factor in this game Thursday night at Houston. Cincinnati only shot 48% on the free throw line. This could be the turning point of this game.
Temple will not be intimidated. Keep this in mind. Last year in the NCAA tournament, they met in the first half of that game. Temple held Cincinnati to 18 points going on to that victory. Big part of that, Pepe Sanchez. The ankle is good. The wheel will go. And the man who runs the show for the Temple Owls, be ready for the Bearcats.
The #1 team in the nation guns for its 17th consecutive win. Cincinnati hosts Red Hot Temple. The Owls on a 10-game winning streak. But all morning here we have been playing will he or won't he? Senior point guard Pepe Sanchez of Temple injured his left ankle against Dayton earlier this week. Coach John Chaney wanted to leave him out of the game. He worked out a short time ago. Clearly it's a different team with him in the game. Brad Doherty, John had to show his hand 10 minutes ago. What did he decide?
Quite a bit of gamesmanship going on here in Cincinnati, Brent. Coach Chaney, the past couple of days in the paper, had said that Pepe Sanchez probably would not play. I spent 20 minutes with him before the game. He said he didn't think he would play either. Lo and behold, Pepe Sanchez is starting today. He has a high ankle sprain of the left foot, but he's got a heart of a warrior. He's come to play today.
Yeah, Brad, and Dick Vitale, he was moving well.
He really did. You watched him in the warm-ups. It was a comfort zone. He was moving. He was shooting well. He had good bounce. They need him on the floor. He's their floor general. John Chaney would not take a chance and really jeopardize the big picture and play this young guy if he thought he was injured. He looks fine. They need him. And they're a different team, Brent, with him on the floor.
Even with him, they got their hands full in this building.
Well, yeah, because you're talking about a team that's won 42 in a row here. They're unbelievable. Kenyon Martin, my choice as National Player of the Year, is a dominator on the inside. It's mandatory today for Temple to make the three-point shot. That means Karcher, Greer, and Wadley have to shoot the three and shoot it well. And the distributor, the guy that makes it happen, Pepe Sanchez. I think we're going to have a great game here.
We've got another premier matchup. Mark Karcher of the Temple Owls. He is averaging better than 15 points a game, 10th in the Atlantic 10. Up against one of the finest defensive players in the country, Pete Michael out of Rock Island, Illinois, the 6'6" senior. So keep an eye on that one. We've got a veteran officiating crew, and why not? This is a revenge matchup. Temple ousting Cincinnati by 10 in Boston in the second round last year. The third straight second round NCAA tournament loss for the Bearcats. So our officials for this one are big time. Tim Higgins, Larry Limbo, and Bob Donato, and we get ready to go. The Temple Owls in their traveling dark uniform.
My friends, we're going to have a good one defensively. When you look at Temple, it's that matchup zone. You ready for this, Brent? In the game they beat Cincinnati, they only allowed them 18 points at halftime in the NCAA tournament.
Michael runs it down. Cincinnati with the game's first possession.
And there's that matchup zone. Play a man in the area of the floor.
Johnson bumped back outside beautifully. Quickly cross court to Kenny Satterfield, the freshman for the Bronx.
It's going to be interesting to see how the young guards can attack this matchup zone.
Kenyon with the game's first shot and the first miss. Battle loose ball comes up Temple. That's Lyde. Kevin Lyde, number 42, pulling it down, and Pepe handles the ball.
Lyde's been playing with a bad back, Brent, but he's been an outstanding rebounder, just not scoring on the interior. They take time with each possession, looking for the high percentage shot.
He wants to play it down in the 60s. They missed their first shot, but they battle it back to Lyde, who's been very active in the early going. And now Karcher pulls the trigger. In and out. Satterfield rebound. Still scoreless.
Cincinnati wants to beat you in transition, but Temple's an outstanding defensive team in transition. They really slowed the game down with that matchup. When you and I had them here the other day against DePaul, they were running up and down the floor. Not today, my friends.
Can't pull the trigger on that quick, easy shot against Temple. Satterfield will go for it, and he's off to the right. Took a hop to the left.
That's exactly what they want you to do in attacking that zone.
And Karcher, no block, battle back underneath, and slamming it down as Kevin Lyde.
Then one of the factors here today, Temple will not be intimidated, as so many teams are playing Cincinnati.
There's a turnover forced by John Chaney's tremendous defense that he applies to his team. Sanchez out of Argentina.
I think psychologically they really affect you here in so much.
Satterfield picks Pepe Sanchez. Foot race. Satterfield for the layup.
He's got super quickness out of New York City. These Bearcat fans love this diaper dandy.
Left baseline. Beautiful.
He's got great basketball IQ, a tremendous understanding of the concepts of the game. It's amazing. They only turned the ball over 9.7 times. That leads the nation, Temple. Also lead the nation in scoring defense.
Tate has to kick it back out. The three is good by DeMar Johnson.
That's the one way, my friends, to break the matchup. Shoot over the top of it. But they invite that shot. A lot of patience, a lot of poise, and they hope for points. The 3 Ps, Temple.
Karcher steps inside and pulls the trigger.
He made 5 threes in the last game, beating a good Dayton team for the Atlantic 10, who will be in the big dance. They have a win over Kentucky. I think they play with your heads. And coaching, they really play with the mind so much, Temple, with that zone. They really have you thinking constantly. You can't attack it.
Michael, he traveled.
They're having trouble with it right now, but they really are having trouble attacking that matchup. It's very obvious.
Wadley's first shot. Yes, it's the 3.
He can shoot the 3. He and Greer, very capable. Greer will be coming off the bench. Wadley's so much more effective at the 2 spot than he is when he plays the point.
Dick, there was just nothing going down low for Martin and Michael yet. Tate. Yes.
Tate stepped right in the gap. Former Ohio State Buckeye. What about that big win they had down at Bloomington last night? The Buckeyes. Oh, nice backdoor cut.
Karcher on the cut.
Execution, execution, execution. Offensively, they are so efficient with each possession. A lot of people say they bore you while they watch them play, but you know what? They get to the winner's circle. That locker room down there is usually a winner's locker room.
There goes Martin. He's fouled on the shot. He'll come to the free throw line for a pair.
We're talking about one of the most improved players in America offensively. You made a great point last week. 23 years of age. And what was it, 43 guys in the NBA are younger than him?
43 players in the NBA who contribute now. I'm not talking about strictly bench jockeys who are younger than Kenyon Martin, who stayed with Coach Huggins for his senior year. And John Chaney telling me that he thinks Kenyon Martin is one of the most improved players in the country this year.
Oh, he is offensively. Hey, Brad, let me ask you this. You played against matchup zones in your time. In fact, you played against Temple. What does the matchup do to a big guy on the inside?
What you have to do as a big guy is you have to flash high right around the free throw line and try to get an entry pass there, step into the middle, and shoot short shots. You're not going to get a lot of opportunities for layups and dunks against him.
Temple jumps out to an early lead, 11-9 here. We've got a timeout in Cincinnati.
People say I talk a lot of trash. I don't talk a lot of trash.
This bum go over 5 rounds I won't return to the United States for 30 days.
Ali talk trash.
For all these big mouth people here in Miami talking about I talk too much and this one's gonna whoop me, well, I want all of them to be there.
He invented trash.
Yeah, I wish him a happy new year because he's gonna need happiness after I annihilate him.
But he can back it up, too.
I must be the greatest.
You've got to call 1-800-CLASSIC to get ESPN Classic.
He was part of the animal group.
To study the mind of a convicted killer.
Are you a murderer? Oh, yeah.
A psychiatrist
If you don't talk to me, I can't help you.
is prepared to risk everything. Academy Award winner Anthony Hopkins.
Never had control. You only thought you had it.
Academy Award winner Cuba Gooding Jr.
He's leading me into the jungle.
He's leading you? Instinct.
What are you up to? Therapy?
Now on pay-per-view, rated R.
ESPN presents college basketball's greatest games. We're going to go back in time to show you some classic comebacks. Amazing performances and last-second heroics.
To the floor, Laker catches, comes down, dribbles, shoots!
College basketball's greatest games.
Playing this month on ESPN Extra.
Introducing ESPN Extra, the brand new cable channel for sports fans who can't get enough. On ESPN Extra, you get more of the sports you love, like international soccer from around the world, including the UEFA Champions League. You'll see international auto racing, fitness, and outdoor programming. Plus, there's EXPN, which offers exciting extreme sports programming. It's all on pay-per-view around the clock, all week long, and only on cable. Watch ESPN Now or your program guide to see what's on. Then order exactly like you would for a pay-per-view movie. ESPN Extra, you can't do better than that.
NCAA basketball presented by Payne Weber on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Payne Weber. Thank you, Payne Weber. 7-Up in your local 7-Up bottler. Make 7-Up yours. And Toyota. Go for it every day.
Brent, we're going to see the simple backdoor cut play right here. Freeze it right here. Freeze it. See right here. We're going to watch the backdoor here, and he's staring at the ball. Martin doesn't see ball, you man. Now watch Karcher with the backdoor cut right behind Martin, and there he is, sneaks behind for the layup.
And the steal by Cincinnati off the inbounds pass. They're trying to hurry the game along if they can. Get more possessions. Here's Martin down low, knocked out of bounds.
That's a great point, partner. The bottom line is this game is going to be tempo, tempo, tempo. And if they can establish a fast-paced Cincinnati, that's their advantage.
So far, Temple is out rebounding Cincinnati 4-1. That is a huge edge when you're trying to slow it down.
Also, when you look at that Temple baseline, they got some physical presence in there with Lyde and Barnes and Karcher on the glass.
Johnson, 3, no. Rebound Temple. It's a 5-1 rebounding advantage.
They want you to shoot that shot. Look at the
open man underneath. Comes through, has the battle to save it, and here's Sanchez. And Huggins can't believe that there wasn't a turnover call. The 3 from the corner by Quincy Wadley.
Wadley can flat out shoot the trifecta. I'll tell you, Cincinnati's got to lace them up. They got themselves a battle on their hands today. 42 in a row at stake, the second longest winning streak in America. Number 1 at stake.
The runner, no good. Tate can't follow it up.
Look at the control. Look at the control and the vision. Has great vision, Sanchez. Has that special instinct and knack and knowing where to give the basketball up.
Off a fake. Here's Wadley. Misses that 3, but Sanchez with an offensive rebound. They are just dominating off the glass, but they turn it over, and now Huggins goes to his bench with Ryan Fletcher checking in.
Fletcher will give him some perimeter shooting. So will Logan coming in, who could be a key factor in this game. He's a big-time long-range shooter. The bottom line is they're being out-hustled right now, Brent. They're not playing with that pizzazz and that spark we saw last Sunday.
Because of Temple's defense.
Exactly.
Satterfield turns it over.
Getting a little impatient.
Wadley at the other end is fouled. He'll shoot a pair. Fletcher fouls him.
And he's an outstanding free throw shooter. You look at the Atlantic 10 right now, there's only 2 teams that stand out, look like a chance for the NCAA. Certainly Temple 1 and Dayton Xavier got beat yesterday. And remember, Xavier in that crosstown rivalry is the team that beat Cincinnati earlier this year. I know you feel the same way I do. John Chaney belongs in the Basketball Hall of Fame. And those people up there should make sure that it happens. He's done a brilliant job in his tenure at Temple.
They'd have to have the ceremony at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I love to hear him speak. He gave us a lecture down in the locker room. Brad Doherty and I got a big-time lecture.
And Logan, Dick mentioned him. He checks in now, trying to get some firepower. Steve Logan misses at the free throw line, but Barnes has another rebound. Huge advantage. And they call a jump ball. Higgins does as Satterfield reaches back in, but Temple is out rebounding Cincinnati 8-1 in the early going.
And that's amazing because Cincinnati, normally when you look at its people, are an outstanding rebounding team potentially. Look at this numbers right here. It tells you a big time story. When they rebound, they win.
Greer on the floor for Chaney, and traveling. That's 4 turnovers on the Owls. A little sloppy right now.
And that's very rare. They got 4 turnovers and they're only averaging 9 turnovers a game for this season. As Bobby Huggins working that sideline, fiery, emotional. He's got, as you say, an assistant football coach's mentality.
Martin up firing.
That's the part of his game that's gotten better and better. The Big O told us today he's got to play facing a little bit more. That's right, Oscar Robertson came over and talked to Brett and I about the progress of Martin. Greatest Bearcat of them all. Some say maybe the greatest ever to play the game.
Karcher. Yes, a 2. It's a 2.
Karcher's got scoring ability inside and outside. See how they match up? They never give you gaps and seams like most zones do.
Satterfield the 3. No. Rebound Cincinnati. And Michael will shoot a pair.
Peter Michael trying to attack the glass, trying to get into a gap, so they can't block out on that matchup. Michael did a defensive job on Quentin Richardson last Sunday, as you alluded to earlier. He locked him up. He was like the Yale man. He just locked him up. One of the warriors in college basketball. I think 3 guys that really epitomize playing hard all the time and are so physical. Matson, Michael, and your favorite, Chris Carrawell.
Has his hands full here today. Huggins is matched against some big size down on the low blocks. A very well coached matchup zone. I got to tell you right now, folks, into the NCAAs, I would not want to play John Chaney's Owls this year. I've watched them in person now for about 8 minutes, and this is a good-looking basketball team.
Well, they're 5-3 without Sanchez, and if the committee factors that in, this club is definitely...
Turn it over, and here comes Martin with a chance. Yes.
And that's what's going to happen. They're going to make things happen with their full-court pressure. They got to speed up the tempo of the game. They're going to a full-court trap. They want you to get out of that poised, patient offense and run up and down the floor.
They wanted a 5 and didn't get it. Sanchez wanted a 5. He doesn't get it.
The crowd is alive, trying to spark them.
Pepe Sanchez fade away short. Fletcher.
Not a good shot. I don't think that's a shot they would like in their offensive system.
For the lead. Difficult it is to penetrate that Temple armor.
Always have a hand in your face on every shot attempt.
Satterfield to Martin, knocked away and fouled.
See, that's the way you want to attack that matchup. You want to try to find a gap, dribble penetration, create the opportunity, and dump the ball off. Satterfield made that happen for the player of the year, Mr. Martin. See that penetration, dribble penetration, and then kick it out. When I look right now across America, I think my top 3 guys for player of the year would be Kenyon Martin, Troy Murphy of Notre Dame, who was sensational last night, getting 35 for the Irish, winning game by 2 over Seton Hall, and Chris Carrawell.
The building is loaded with NBA scouts. One of the reasons why they're here is they want to see what Martin does against this Temple defense today. They know how tough the Temple Owl defense can be on a prospective NBA player, and they are really taking a close look at Kenyon Martin here today. We'll take a break right now. 11:29 to go in the first. Temple has dictated this game, but we are tied now at 16.
Passion, intensity, artistry. Act now and watch Major League Soccer matches you can't see anywhere else. MLS ESPN Shootout, a season's worth of excitement. Don't miss a beat of the heart-pounding, heart-breaking action. Call now to order.
Last night, more bloodshed.
The son of Sam Killer
struck again last night.
Death was in the air.
I just saw the bodies.
But in one neighborhood,
the killer has caused panic-stricken brunettes to dye their hair blonde.
I feel like I'm cheating on you with you.
they never felt more alive.
That psycho is gonna have no place to hide.
Summer of Sam.
To stop me, you must kill me.
A Spike Lee joint. Now on pay-per-view. Rated R.
Hey, my name is Rick, but everyone calls me The Rick. Yeah, so I'm on ESPN.com. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what .com stands for. Well, Dot is short for Dorothy, the Bambino's second daughter. And Com, short for Comiskey Park, where Dorothy sat in seat 7H, and the Bambino hit a two-run homer in the third inning to win the first All-Star game back in '33. Hence .com.
It's College Hoops Blues. From ESPN's archives, you'll see basketball footage that'll make you flip, action that'll spin your head around and make you lose control. You'll see highlights that'll definitely get your attention and knock you clear out of bounds. So pull up your favorite seat, prepare to be knocked out.
College Hoops Blues, playing this month on ESPN Extra.
Tied at 16. Let's take you inside why Cincinnati is ranked #1. Why they've got that long winning streak. You know the Temple Owls, they protect the basketball, fewest in the NCAA this year. And today they've already turned it over 5 times against Cincinnati. So they are matched against another talented defense. Now we want to show you, we have a great contrast, 2 very active coaches. Huggins of Cincinnati there on the left. John Chaney, and that's the referee Higgins bending down to speak with him. We've got the action there in the middle. You can watch the 2 coaches, and they're both very active on the sidelines. They're both very vocal as they watch the play unfold.
And both guys, really, the personalities spread to their teams. The teams reflect their personality. Battlers, never back down, a bunch of warriors on the floor.
Archer in the corner. No. Off tape, got it for Cincinnati. Down they come for the lead now. Satterfield tries to run the floor. Here's Logan, no. Rebound Temple, 1 and out. Quick pass, Karcher touch pass over to the corner. Greer fires, got the 3.
What a nice look by Karcher. He gets over to Greer, who could flat out shoot the rock. Last year was out all year, had an injury. Great feel right there. Karcher had the awareness to know where his teammate was along that baseline.
The alley-oop pass in a little bit too far. Fletcher back up, though.
I like Fletcher. What an outstanding player to bring off the bench. He gives you inside-outside ability. Good move by Bobby Huggins going to pressure. He's trying to speed up the tempo. He wants a faster-paced game.
Greer's going to go again. Got it again.
He's automatic, Brent. He's automatic. He's going to get a TO, baby.
And Huggins is furious with his defense in that. They're going to yank him right out of the game. So an intimate look at 2 very good coaches. Timeout.
The man in the box must accept responsibility for his action. Was it foolish or necessary? When he skates back to the bench, will his teammates tap him on the pads? Or will they look in the opposite direction? Because in that one instant, the man in the box made a decision for all of them, and he must deal with the consequences. The NHL on ESPN. This is the game.
Introducing ESPN Extra, the brand new cable channel for sports fans who can't get enough. On ESPN Extra, you get more of the sports you love, like international soccer from around the world, including the UEFA Champions League. You'll see international auto racing, fitness, and outdoor programming. Plus, there's EXPN, which offers exciting extreme sports programming. It's all on pay-per-view around the clock all week long and only on cable. Watch ESPN Now or your program guide to see what's on. Then order exactly like you would for a pay-per-view movie. ESPN Extra, you can't do better than that.
Do you want to know when the games begin? Tune to ESPN Now, available only on cable, for a complete guide to all sports on television. You get continuously updated schedule information so you know exactly what's on when. Plus, get live sports headlines from ESPN.com and the Go Network. If you want to know what the latest sports news is and where the games are, the place to be is ESPN Now. ESPN Now, it's where sports fans go first for sports. To get ESPN Now, call your cable company.
We want to give back to the community, and that's why a lot of us are involved in the Big Buddy program. Chance to give children something they would otherwise never see, to meet their heroes.
When I pass it to you, just give it right back. All right, now give it back. Oh! Shoot it! Pass the ball! Pass the ball! Easy, man. Be funny. Like defense! Get on him! Get on him! Get it out!
Being a Big Buddy allows us to give back, and, you know, that feels pretty good.
Get out! Walk it off! Your parents signed the permission slip. Get up, man.
Temple will be very tough to deal with if they continue to shoot 60%, my friend.
Well, also shooting 60%, and they're beating Cincinnati down the floor. And also, they always have a hand. See, like that, a hand in the face. They never give you the open shot. I got a question for our guy, Brad Daugherty. You and I were never in this position. I wonder what it's like when you're going to potential #1 pick, and all the scouts are here. How does it affect you, Brad Daugherty?
I think you just have to continue to play your game. Obviously, it affects you some because you realize your future's ahead of you. But when you're 22, 23 years of age, this is the best time of your life, and you got to realize it. Have fun and play the game.
Thank you, Mr. Daugherty. I never had that happen for me.
And Cincinnati turns it over. Sanchez on a bad pass, a rare mistake, and Tate's got it back. And Temple not protecting the ball. Cheney will be unhappy about that.
Yeah, too many turnovers right now for Temple.
Logan's three short off the iron, but right to Satterfield. Tried to penetrate. Back to Martin. Missed on that open shot. Had the look.
I ask you one question. How many layups have we seen out of Cincinnati thus far today?
How about zero?
How about zero? Zippo, my friends. No layups at all.
They give you nothing easy. You got to work for it. Three did not get the roll and into the hands of Logan.
Now Logan's capable of making that perimeter shot. So they want to keep Martin away from the basket. Remember, Cincinnati only had 18 points at the half last year in Boston in the NCAA Regional second round.
With 9 minutes left in the first half here. Tate far away from the basket. 10 on the shot. Johnson comes right baseline and takes it.
He's got big-time talent. He's multi-dimensional. He can play on the inside, outside. He's an outstanding wing potential player. He, Clarkson, and Lyde all played together in Washington on DC Assault team, coached by Curtis Malone. The AAUs.
Keaton Sanders also on the floor for Temple. In fact, he took that last shot, that three that did not bounce in.
He's a good athlete, very physical.
Here's Greer's three. Long range on the money. They are 5 of 7, and Greer with 3 of them.
I love the way Greer spots up and shoots the jump shot. He's got the great release, the follow through, a world of confidence. Got to start attacking a little bit more on the inside. They're playing with the ball too much on the perimeter, side by side, and the defense can adjust easily.
Satterfield's got to get it to Martin faster also. Satterfield now penetrates.
That's what you got to do.
Oh, the jam by Jermaine Tate.
That's the way you attack it, Brent. You attack the gap. You dribble, penetrate.
Temple leads at 25-22.
My friends, we are seeing two clubs that are going to make so much noise during March Madness.
Here, foul by Satterfield.
And you and I were talking off the air. I guarantee you, if Sanchez had been there healthy all year long, Temple would be at least a #2 seed.
This first team, second.
Well, we've got a timeout. Satterfield into Tate's hands.
Ever wonder what Dick Vitale does in the off-season?
Hey, I'm still daydreaming about basketball.
ESPN presents Dick Vitale's Dream Time, baby. Join Dick for his all-time favorite teams, players, plays, and finishes. Plus, a behind-the-scenes look at the dream moments in his college basketball career.
I've come a long way, baby. You talk about lucky.
Dick Vitale's Dream Time, baby. This month on ESPN Extra.
The games will come to an end this weekend, but that doesn't mean you have to leave the worldwide leader in sports at home. Because the news, interviews, and analysis from your favorite ESPN personalities continues all day, every day, on over 600 radio stations nationwide. Check your local listings to find the ESPN radio station near you. ESPN Radio. Take it with you.
You got it. You got it. Have you even seen the Harlem Globetrotters play?
I remember one time I went to D.C. and they had this exhibit on the Globetrotters at the Smithsonian.
I'm saying, where was you even in D.C.? You got it. Yo, the Globetrotters are some serious ball players. Ball players today, they gotta be knowledgeable of their old school style. You know? Not even looking. You got it. You got it.
You've got to call 1-800-CLASSIC to get ESPN Classic.
Introducing ESPN Extra, the brand new cable channel for sports fans who can't get enough. On ESPN Extra, you get more of the sports you love, like international soccer from around the world, including the UEFA Champions League. You'll see international auto racing, fitness, and outdoor programming. Plus, there's EXPN, which offers exciting extreme sports programming. It's all on pay-per-view around the clock all week long and only on cable. Watch ESPN Now or your program guide to see what's on. Then order exactly like you would for a pay-per-view movie. ESPN Extra, you can't do better than that.
Brent, sometimes when you look at this matchup, it has a gap in it. Right here's the gap. See, he wants to dribble in here and get the diagonal maneuver down to the baseline. And watch Satterfield now. He attacks the gap, and now they got a 2-on-1. He brings the big guy toward him, and he's a 3D man. He drives, draws, and dishes the rock. Take a look at those numbers right there, score and defense.
Temple, the leader, but look at the other teams. Princeton, Butler, Wisconsin, and Stanford.
How good is Stanford? Did you see what they did to California last night? Beat them by 50. Beat them by 50.
They are a contender.
Oh, they're for real, Mike Montgomery's club. Are they for real? So you're going to half court, trying to go to a trap to try and speed up the game.
And Sanchez is out for the first time here today. So Wadley now less comfortable on the point. And it is still Temple's basketball.
Well, talking to the writers that cover the team, Michael Kern and company, the Philadelphia Daily News, he said they're such a different basketball team that they struggle to get the ball up the court without Sanchez. And Cincinnati's going to turn it up.
Wadley forces one. He just doesn't shoot well when he's at the point. I think he shot about 18% in those 8 games that Sanchez missed completely because of an injury to the other ankle.
You're exactly right. He shoots better than 40% when Sanchez is on the floor distributing the ball to him.
So we'll have to keep a separate score here, Dick, as to what happens to the team score when Sanchez is out of the game, because obviously it's a different looking Temple offense. We saw that.
+3 with 7 minutes to go when he went out.
Cincinnati's basketball, and we got a quick reminder, Saturday, ABC bringing some of the fastest skaters on the planet. Jennifer Rodriguez and the other stars lead the way as the top qualifiers from Asia, Europe, and North America compete in the World All-Around Speed Skating Championships. Saturday at 1 Eastern and Pacific on ABC. ABC Sports, by the way, is online at ESPN.com. Here is Kenyon Martin handling the ball in the corner, trap out.
They're making him kick the ball out as soon as he goes inside. Double teaming Martin and really cutting off any angle that he has to drive to the basket. They want the ball out of his hands.
Crutcher's field goal was wide right.
John Chaney 4 times to the final 8. 1988, 91, 92, and 99. So close.
shot clock because the ball was kicked inadvertently out of bounds. Martin, and he is handled down low that time. In fact, he is stuffed.
You can't believe it. That hasn't happened too often to him this year. Barnes is a very physical player as well on the inside. Has stepped up his game the last 3 games. He's been a little up and down most of the year.
Wadley just kind of struggles on the point.
Just not comfortable out there, Brent. Not in the comfort zone.
Here comes Greer, penetrating, driving, left hand, and Martin goes up.
He's a human eraser.
Johnson, defender falls, foul call before the shot.
What an enforcer inside. Mr. Martin, the all-time shot blocker at the University of Cincinnati, was a dominator on a defensive end for 3 years, but now has stepped up to become an offensive scoring whiz as well. 97 blocks coming into this game. Had another big game in their recent W over Houston, where they had a big lead of 19 and allowed Houston to get back. And guess who sparked them? The Iceman's son.
Yeah, somebody.
Gervin, yeah, the Iceman's son.
Said he looked good.
Yes, sir. Shot the ball like his daddy. I'll tell you, they didn't shoot too many guys shot like his daddy.
For sure.
Oh, wow.
Limbo quickly steps in as Sanchez, who has returned from the bench, was trying to establish position in there. It was getting a little bit physical. You could watch Sanchez take a wide stance down in that block area defensively.
He's a tough kid as well. He's great hands, one of the leaders for steals.
Not there, but Kenyon Martin battling away, and he's tied up underneath. Cincinnati basketball on the possession arrow.
Just not having his way on the inside like he's had most of this year. Every time he's touching the ball, he's being challenged consistently. Another club that can really challenge Cincinnati, Michigan State.
Timeout. So they cannot get it inbounds against the Temple pressure, and they will go over and talk about it with Coach Huggins.
I'll tell you, there's a lot to cheer about in this city. They're all excited here. Baseball, certainly with right now Ken Griffey coming to town. I can't wait to go to Sarasota tomorrow, Brett. He reports to Sarasota. Talked to his dad the other day. His dad was like absolutely on cloud 9.
And coming up on the AutoBytel.com halftime report, John Saunders and Digger Phelps will be in our studio, and they'll tell you about the Oklahoma-Kansas game, Big East action, and how many in for Conference USA. You know, we mentioned some of the scouts, and Jerry Krause is from the Chicago Bulls. He made a big trade. Of course, he has the Golden State Warriors #1 pick if it's not in the top 3. And Elton Brand was his first pick last year, and as I have said here the last couple of weeks, I think Elton Brand's going to become the Rookie of the Year in the NBA. And Krause is clearing cap money by getting rid of Tony Kukoc, and that helps Philadelphia tremendously. Gives them another option to go to along with Iverson down the stretch. So the 76ers help themselves, for all you fans back in Philadelphia. And over to the corner comes Satterfield on the drive. Yes, nice move.
He's a quick penetrator. New York City phenom last year. They got 3 great point guards in the city this year, all going to the Big East.
Brad Doherty, what's the latest on Karcher? Not there. Rebound. Barnes knocked away.
Mark Karcher has 2 fouls, Brent, and it's kind of John Chaney's custom not to let his players back into the game, so we probably will not see him for the rest of the first half, and there's 5 minutes left, a lot of basketball.
That's a big-time scorer sitting on that sideline. That seems to be the philosophy now, Brad, of many of the coaches. You get 2 fouls, you come out. I think you got to play the scoreboard a little bit as well.
Tate sits down.
You know who's been on the wraps here today? Pete Michael.
Hasn't taken a shot yet, Dick.
Yep, been on the wraps.
Martin Sanchez bumps no. Limbo waves it off. Foul before the shot.
And that was a good foul. Not to allow him to get to the basket, to dunk, to create unbelievable hysteria. See, he wanted to explode to the goal, but it's a good foul. He gets him out here. Smart move by Sanchez. Don't let him get to the basket, jam, and get this crowd in a frenzy. The one thing that they do well, Temple, because of the matchup, they don't put you on a foul line a lot. You look at the numbers statistically, you don't get many foul opportunities.
Turned it over.
Full court pressure. Going to try to invite him to a trapping area.
quickly bringing it up, and they took Sanchez off the ball on this trip. And
he got fouled.
Fouled, no question. He was kicked by Michael, and he is down.
Year in and year out, I know coaches really wait when they look at that draw, and they hope and pray they don't see Temple on their side. They don't want to. There's the little, he gets him up in the air. See, freezes him, gets him up in the air. And then the contact. You made a great point off the year. And playing them in the second round, how tough it is because you don't have time to prepare for that matchup.
Exactly. Goes over to Cincinnati.
I guess the big question a lot of people probably have out there, if John Chaney is so effective with that matchup, why don't most coaches play it? And why don't they use it? Because it's very difficult to teach the discipline that's involved in playing the cutters against the matchup. Look at the shooting percentages.
Here's Logan, the three, rattled out. Temple has been very quiet over the last few minutes. Their lead is 1. So they've had problems here. They've had a 4-minute drought, as a matter of fact.
Well, Cincinnati doing a great job defensively. Bobby Huggins' teams are well drilled on the defensive end. Go with different defense.
Lamont Barnes ends the drought.
He's a good baseline player. He's been a little up and down, a little Dow Joneser earlier in the year, but the last 3 games has stepped it up.
Fletcher kicks it back out to Logan, but a little bit high, and Kenyon Martin steps outside. There it is.
Oh, has he improved that shot? Has he improved his offense? Oh, yes. Is he going to be a name that we're going to hear consistently during March Madness? Kenyon Martin. Will Cincinnati be able to get to the Final Four?
Rouse and the other scouts took note of that as Wadley comes back, misfires, and now Martin. Here's the baseball pass. Scott Johnson on the wing. Fires.
Yeah. That's a big one.
The three.
That's a big one. Beat him in transition to the open spot. They're jumping with joy in Cincinnati, and it's not for a Griffey home run. It's for hoops, baby, hoops.
Greer.
Oh,
yes, he's 4 of 4 from three-point land.
Oh, we got a good one, Mr. Musburger. We got a good one. This might be a mailbox smasher. We're shooting right over the top of the defense.
Satterfield kicks to Fletcher off the fake. Comes baseline, blocked. Temple basketball.
Kevin Lyde, the big guy inside. An enforcer.
So we've got a timeout, and there's one man who has quieted this crowd repeatedly for John Chaney on this timeout, and that, of course, has been Greer, who has been perfect from three-point land here today. 4 of 4.
You know, Brandy told me he loved his team in 1988 with Macon and Tim Perry and company, but he said if this team had a healthy Pepe Sanchez all year long, as much as he loved the 88 team, this team was as good, that it has all the components, the parts. It's physical, it can shoot from the perimeter with certain players, and it's got the great floor leader in Sanchez. There's the baseball pass.
Then it was Greer right up over Logan, if you will, and quieting the crowd.
Great performance out of Greer here in the first half. Those are the things that have to happen, making those threes if you're going to try to pull the upset on the road against the #1 team in the nation.
Sanchez double, puts his dribble up, and he is fouled. Bad foul on Jermaine Tate.
But he created that opportunity by trying to split the guys. Rather than stay in that trapping situation, he used his great basketball IQ to split the trap.
Huggins not happy, saying what happened at the other end. He won't win it. Timeout. the Cincinnati Bearcats are #1 in the country, but when we travel into ACC land, we hear from a lot of those writers, and wait a minute, Huggins doesn't graduate any players. What's with that program over there?
You know, we hear that all the time. But right here, Huggins gave me a list. This is for Bill Brill down here. Yesterday in the press room, he was all over. He says, I don't want to hear about Huggins. He doesn't graduate players. Hey, Bill, he's graduated 15 of them. He said it right here. They got a list for him. He wants me to mail it to you. And also, he said, you know what happens? Junior college players, it's unbelievable. If you're a junior college kid and you come to college and graduate, it doesn't count. I think that is absurd and ludicrous.
We got a good one here. It's 30-29. Temple with a 1-point lead in the basketball. Michael with great interior defense on Lyde. Just wouldn't let him have the basketball that time.
Well, he can defend. There's no doubt about it. He's one of the premier defenders in America. He's got to step it up offensively, though.
Cincinnati has played extremely well defensively also in this half. We sort of forget about them on the rave about the matchup zone. Wadley did not get the bounce back up again. Barnes trying to keep it in play. Cincinnati basketball.
They force you to play good defense, Temple, because you know on the other end, points are not going to come easy. And Cincinnati is a premier defensive team.
This trips for the lead. Yes!
Oh, yes, he's stepping up.
Johnson.
DJ is stepping it up. 6'8", diaper dandy, one of my Super 7 diaper dandies. The best in the nation. Get my award would be Jason Gardner from out of Arizona.
Now Temple for the tie.
There's that matchup. Good man-to-man defense.
Bringing it down inside of a minute. They've got to be very aware of Greer. He's perfect from three-point range here in the first half. Pepe Sanchez to the baseline. Pulls the trigger, no. Cincinnati, Kenyon Martin on the drive. Hits Johnson again inside for the layup.
And he shows his versatility. We just seen him shoot a trifecta, and now we see him in transition. He was rated one of the premier high school players in America last year, Brent Musburger, and they love him in Cincy. Oh, they love him.
He scored 13 points here against Temple. He's 5 of 7 from the field, Johnson is.
They're getting Uncle Mo on his side, going to the locker room.
6-set difference. Cincinnati all over the floor defensively. They have answered the challenge here in the first half.
They've responded on the defensive end. Great.
Greer again, yes! Oh, he's 5 of 5 from three-point land in the first half. 1-point game at the buzzer. Lynn Greer.
What a show by Mr. Greer shooting the rock, Mr. Musburger.
6'1", a sophomore from Philadelphia's Engineering and Science High School. And we have a dandy brewing in Cincinnati. It's halftime. John Saunders and Digger Phelps will be coming up next.
NCAA basketball presented by Payne Weber on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Beck's, a beer apart. And 1-800-COLLECT, the easy way to save. We'll be back with the AutoBytel.com halftime report after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Passion, intensity, artistry. Act now and watch Major League Soccer matches you can't see anywhere else. MLS ESPN Shootout, a season's worth of excitement. Don't miss a beat of the heart-pounding, heart-breaking action. Call now to order.
Get into the zone. The ESPN Zone, the ultimate sports dining and entertainment experience. Eat great food, watch any game that you want, and compete in our sports arena. ESPN Zone. What more do you need?
In Baltimore, visit the Zone at 601 East Pratt Street. In Chicago, on the corner of Ohio and Wabash. And in New York's Times Square on the corner of 42nd and Broadway. And coming soon, ESPN Zones in Atlanta and Washington, D.C.
There's a long list of unwritten rules. The players know these rules better than the printed ones, because these rules are part of the game's history. To disrespect them is to disrespect the game. It is the unwritten rules which carry the most weight, for if you break one of them, it isn't the referee who hands out the punishment. the NHL on ESPN. This is the game.
We've gone through miles and miles of videotape highlights to bring you what we consider ESPN's most exciting college basketball action. You'll see super slam dunks, dazzling passes, incredible records, amazing shots, great rejections, and thrilling buzzer beaters.
Playing this month on ESPN Extra.
Hey, my name is Rick, but everyone calls me The Rick. Yeah, so I'm on ESPN.com. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what .com stands for. Well, dot is short for Dorothy, the Bambino's second daughter. And com, short for Comiskey Park, where Dorothy sat in seat 7H, and the Bambino hit a two-run homer in the third inning to win the first All-Star game back in '33. Hence .com.
It happened again last night. More bloodshed.
The son of Sam Killer
struck again last night.
Death was in the air.
I just saw the bodies.
But in one neighborhood,
The killer has caused panic-stricken brunettes to dye their hair blonde.
I feel like I'm cheating on you with you.
they never felt more alive.
That psycho is gonna have no place to hide.
Summer of Sam.
To stop me, you must kill me.
A Spike Lee joint. Now on pay-per-view. Rated R.
Welcome to the AutoVitel.com halftime report. Here now, John Saunders and Digger Phelps.
And welcome. We hope you're enjoying your game. And those of you in the Big 12, you know that Kansas has a lead over Oklahoma right now. So let's go to the highlights. Kansas is a team that's lost 5 of their last 8, which is hard to believe. And they haven't lost 2 in a row at home since '88-'89. Roy Williams' first year in danger today. The ball, Johnson picks it up, knocks down the jumper. Kansas is up by 2. And then off the Oklahoma miss, Heinrich gets it to Johnson, who throws it down, and Kansas going on a little run here up 14-12.
14-12, but comes back to where they have 7 turnovers in the first 7 minutes. They can't jump out on Oklahoma.
Another missed shot. Jeff Boschee picks it up, takes it to Drew Gooden, who loses it, but Kenny Gregory then comes up with a loose play.
Loose ball jam.
You said he was important. They had to have him. He looks good in the first half. And right now, Kansas is a 27-23 lead. And we've talked about the problems with the Jayhawks. Even though they have the lead in this game, just having a terrible time scoring.
You get frustrated as a coach when you lose at home. A tough game against Iowa State, 64-62 at home Wednesday night. Now you're over anxious, and that's what's happened. The turnovers, they miss easy chippies inside. But the other side of it is when you can take Raymond and Nahara and they go 4 for 15, that's a plus. So Kansas right now struggling, trying to blow this game open. They can't get that big run.
It's a plus. However, consider this for Oklahoma. They're only down by 4 without their big guns doing it, so the second half should be better. Some of you watching Temple against Cincinnati, this one has been a classic early on in this game. Intensity, the Bearcats trying to remain at #1, Temple trying to knock them off for the 3rd straight time. Pepe Sanchez, they didn't think he could play. As a matter of fact, John Chaney didn't want him to play with the bad ankle. He did. It was a good thing. He finds Karcher. And Karcher's shot no good.
Slam dunk.
Lied, gets it, jams it down. Temple grabs the early lead. Next trip down the floor, it's Pepe Sanchez again, takes it to the hole and scores over Kenyon Martin. The Owls up by 2. Sanchez then to Karcher, the back door, and Temple has a 4-point lead. But Sanchez, rare for him, turns the ball over. Kenyon Martin pulls up with the jumper, and the Bearcats pull within 1. But then Lynn Greer was deadly from the outside, knocking down an NBA-range 3-pointer. Temple had a 5-point lead. Jermaine Tate then takes the pass, goes in, jams it down. Temple's lead is now down to 3. But DeMar Johnson
put on a show. Great clinic. Big, long 3.
He was almost on the Temple bench when he shot that thing.
DeMar Johnson, 13 points in that first half.
Cincinnati has grabbed a 34-33 lead. When you look at this score as a coach, you're John Chaney or you're Bob Huggins. You like the pace of the game right now or you dislike it?
Chaney's happy. Trust me, they're happy. And I'll tell you the reason why. They did a great job of Kenyon Martin not getting him off to a big start, where you usually can get a double-double in the first half. So the zone has worked that way. The second factor is Cincinnati's had only 3 offensive rebounds. And the other factor, even though Temple had 5 early turnovers, they're still in this game. And Lynn Greer, who last Sunday had 14 points the last 10 minutes of the Maryland game, He's the guy that kept this game close, hit that big three at halftime. They come to play Temple Owls.
Second half is coming up. Those of you not seeing that game, we, of course, will keep you up to date on that one here on the AutoBytel.com halftime report. Rutgers and Villanova. Nova gets it done. 82-70 is the final here. Rutgers 0-4 all-time at the Pavilion.
Bench points for the Wildcats, 27-5.
Don't forget, big Monday coming up, Digger. UConn and St. John's. What a matchup that one promises to be.
Missouri's got 2 straight home losses, and yet yesterday against K-State, 14 for 33 shooting the threes. But St. John's, Connecticut, this will be a war. Tomorrow night, ESPN, big Monday, live and well. Vegas, Utah. Utah lost at Vegas' as a payback game.
All right, if you missed this from yesterday, you missed a great one in the Big 12 between Iowa State and Colorado. Marcus Fizer makes the foul shot to increase the lead to 3. Jacquay Walls, just take a look at this, Digger.
Hold on. It ain't over until it's overtime. He has 13 points in a 10-minute span, a 3-minute span. He just turned his game on in overtime.
Iowa State had won 19 of 20. In the OT again, it's Walls, the guy you talk about, pulls up with a J, gets the roll. Colorado wins it 102-90. Walls with 42 points in the game. And boy, does this stop the momentum of Iowa State.
Yeah, but Iowa State's still Iowa State. And Colorado, of course, they beat Oklahoma at home, and Oklahoma was ranked. So they're a solid team. But right now, there's 6 teams, as we look at, in the Big 12 that I think have a legit shot. This game today between Oklahoma and Kansas, what you're playing for, you don't want to end up, yeah, we got in, but don't be an 8-9 seed because you can play yourself right out in the first or second round.
All right, our second halves are coming up. Kansas and Oklahoma, Temple and Cincinnati here on the AutoBytel.com halftime report. For Digger Phelps, I'm John Saunders. We'll keep you up to date on all the games and enjoy the second half.
The games will come to an end this weekend, but that doesn't mean you have to leave the worldwide leader in sports at home. Because the news, interviews, and analysis from your favorite ESPN personalities continues all day, every day, on over 600 radio stations nationwide. Check your local listings to find the ESPN radio station near you. ESPN Radio. Take it with you.
Do you want to know when the games begin? Tune to ESPN Now, available only on cable, for a complete guide to all sports on television. You get continuously updated schedule information so you know exactly what's on when. Plus, get live sports headlines from ESPN.com and the Go Network. If you want to know what the latest sports news is and where the games are, the place to be is ESPN Now. ESPN Now. It's where sports fans go first for sports. To get ESPN Now, call your cable company.
Well, considering the popularity of the swimsuit issues, the Sports Center swimsuit calendar seemed like an idea whose time had come. Sex sells.
Show me the sex. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
I don't want lotion. Get away.
Very sexy. Oh, yeah. Megan, give me the snakes, would you?
Snakes?
No, you're going to look sexy. It's going to look great. You've got to be kidding me.
We know what people like.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
I love John McEnroe. He's the best tennis player ever. I mean, I hated him, but I loved him. I mean, some people just hated him. I mean, Wimbledon hated him. The English hated him. The ball boys, they hated him. The other players hated him. Jimmy Connors, Bjorn Borg, he drove him nuts. He had control of you. He would have control of your mind. He'd win and win and win, and you'd hate him and hate him and hate him. You could say what you want to say about John McEnroe, but he was a genius.
You've got to call 1-800-CLASSIC to get ESPN Classic.
If I had one of those TV rating boxes on my television, the #1 show in the country would be 11 p.m. Sports Center. I never miss it. In my opinion, it's the best thing going. Okay, maybe it won't hit #1, but it'll definitely give Dom and Greg a run for their money.
A very underrated defense. Daryl Gardner forces an incompletion, knocks Drew Bledsoe to the ground.
Face it, America. Situation comedy, it's a dead genre.
He was part of the animal group.
To study the mind of a convicted killer.
Are you a murderer? Oh, yeah.
A psychiatrist.
If you don't talk to me, I can't help you.
Is prepared to risk everything. Academy Award winner Anthony Hopkins.
Never had control. You only thought you had it.
Academy Award winner Cuba Gooding Jr.
He's leading me into the jungle.
He's leading you? Instinct.
What are you up to? Therapy?
Now on pay-per-view, rated R.
This is the AutoBuyTel.com halftime report. A one-point game. The nation's #1 team leading Temple 34-33. It was a one-man show for the Owls. Lynn Greer, 5 of 5 from three-point range. This is a young man who knows how to score in Philadelphia Public League history. He had 1,991 points, second only to the legendary one from Overbrook, Wilt Chamberlain, who established that record back in 1955. But can he keep it up? We're about to find out. Timeout again.
Introducing ESPN Extra, the brand new cable channel for sports fans who can't get enough. On ESPN Extra, you get more of the sports you love, like international soccer from around the world, including the UEFA Champions League. You'll see international auto racing, fitness, and outdoor programming. Plus, there's EXPN, which offers exciting extreme sports programming. It's all on pay-per-view around the clock, all week long, and only on cable. Watch ESPN Now or your program guide to see what's on. Then order exactly like you would for a pay-per-view movie. ESPN Extra, you can't do better than that.
Basic human instinct tells us that we should avoid fast-moving projectiles at all costs. But for a select few, this is not the rule. They are the most primitive athlete in all of sports. They are a different breed. For they are the ones who, against all impulse and desire, volunteer to place themselves in front of the target. The NHL on ESPN. This is the game.
Hey, my name is Rick, but everyone calls me The Rick. Yeah, so I'm on ESPN.com. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what .com stands for. Well, Dot is short for Dorothy, the Bambino's second daughter. And Com, short for Comiskey Park, where Dorothy sat in seat 7H, and the Bambino hit a 2-run homer in the third inning to win the first All-Star game back in '33. Hence .com.
There was no way that we could win this game. We didn't have a shot. I mean, it was some American kids that were like 22 years old. They're fighting against these big Russian guys, and there was no chance. And then...
You've got to call 1-800-CLASSIC to get ESPN Classic. The games will come to an end this weekend, but that doesn't mean you have to leave the worldwide leader in sports at home. Because the news, interviews, and analysis from your favorite ESPN personalities continues all day, every day, on over 600 radio stations nationwide. Check your local listings to find the ESPN radio station near you. ESPN Radio. Take it with you.
While hockey at times seems chaotic, it is the superstar who is able to bring about order. The one who dominates finds a way to make time go faster for his opponent, while at the same moment extending his own time to create opportunity. The NHL on ESPN. This is the game.
Regular season game with tournament flavor. Brad Doherty, what are we hearing about Pepe Sanchez of Temple?
Brett, Pepe will be back to play in the second half. He's got a little bit of fatigue. The ankle's a little tired, a little sore. I've noticed when he was shooting here, he was kind of favoring it. But I think he wants to win this basketball game very badly. Let's watch him and see how he does.
Well, again, they are 14-1 when he plays and only 5-3 without him. Only 2 points, but that doesn't tell you how valuable he is, Dick.
Brent, when you look at his stats, you throw him out the window. He's an extension of John Chaney. He's a motivating kind of player for everybody around him, distributing the basketball. We look here at the numbers, 7 for 12, obviously. This is very big in the first half. That 7 for 12 number is absolutely a monster, keeping him in the game. Greer, as you said, 5 for 5, shooting the trifecta. Free throws, you look at Temple, has not scored on the free throw line yet, and you look at Cincinnati, only been in the line 6 times. That's a trademark of the defense of Temple. Temple. The one thing that's not a trend of Temple is the fact Cincinnati's shooting 50%. Most clubs shoot 36.8% against Temple.
We had only 9 fouls called in the first half. Very cleanly played first half here. Wadley with the basketball, and Michael, who has yet to take his first shot for Cincinnati, the defender.
Yeah, he has to step up. He's a good offensive player. The last game against Houston, he struggled as well, Brent.
Archer back on the floor with 2 personals. Brad Doherty reported that. That was the reason why he sat it out. Now on the turnover, Cincinnati's got it.
Satterfield wants to go up and down the court. He wants to be like that Daytona man. He wants to fly with the rock, and they're not letting him run up and down the court. They're keeping it like Times Square. Little congestion. See, that's what the defense wants you to do. Go side to side, keep the ball on the exterior, don't bring it to the inside, and don't attack the gaps.
Inside at 10, go deep. Cleaning up is Tate, and the foul is called against Temple.
Cincinnati got a lucky break right there because that pass was not available. Bob Huggins, 9 consecutive 20-game win seasons, 92 had a great team with Nick Van Exel. There's the diagonal pass, not available, the deflection. They get the lucky break to get the ball back.
Cincinnati's biggest lead of the game has been 2.
Tate on a free throw line, former Buckeye. You and I said it last week, they got to play. Cincinnati and Ohio State have to play, Mr. Musburger. They got to make that game happen. Come on, you know a lot of people. You wield a lot of power. Create it. The governor wants it. The governor wants it. He told me.
Tate missed both his free throws. It is 34-33. Temple coming back down the floor right now and looking to regain the lead. Their biggest lead was 5 in the first half.
We're put on a shooting show.
Barnes doubled. Ball is out of bounds. Interesting that in the coaches poll, Huggins voted Temple number 5 in the country, and the way they're playing here today, you could deny that they're not one of the top 8, and that's where you want to be going into the NCAA. Either a 1 seed or a 2 seed. The schedule is so much easier in the first couple of rounds. Karcher under pressure, yes.
He's a scorer. He's got a scorer's mentality, and he has the versatility to step out and shoot the 3, as well as make that little post-up jump shot inside. The one thing about scheduling, John Chaney will play anybody, anytime, anywhere. He doesn't have any fear. There's a lot of big guys who can give him a shot to play. A lot of the major schools in the limelight.
Johnson, who was red hot with 13 points, kicks it back out.
They got to get some offense out of Michael. He's got to try to get some scoring. He's a scorer as well as a defensive player.
Into the corner, and here comes Michael with 4 on the shot. Yes, on cue.
King Michael delivers a deuce. He's got to step up. They need his offense.
We go seesawing.
See, they're lulling the crowd to sleep, too. This crowd is getting very quiet, and it's that Temple in a game. Temple loves tempo.
Karcher back with the 3. No. Battle for the rebound, and there's a foul underneath. Well, a reminder that Saturday, Tiger Woods, Sergio Garcia, David Duval, Ernie Els, they're among the top 64 ranked golfers in the world. They'll compete in the World Golf Championships. Anderson Consulting Match Play Championship. It's for the world. Saturday at 2 Eastern and Pacific on ABC. And they turn it over on the inbound pair.
That's really normally not part of their offensive system. The turnover. Look at John Chaney. Look at that tie. Wide open. 60-some years of age. I don't know how old he is, but he acts about 12, and that's the beauty. His assistant, loyal, Dean Demopoulos. Oh, I wish I had Dean's hair. Look at that hairstyle.
Coach Chaney telling me before the game, if they stop listening to me, I'm out of here. Well, folks, they are still listening. Let me tell you that right now, and they're listening carefully. They listen at 5 in the morning when they work out. Tate on that jump hook. No slide. Good! As Michael comes through with his second field goal of the game, and he comes alive.
That really presents a problem now for Temple. If he steps it up offensively, oh, he's got a hold out here. You can't mug him. He was mugging him outside. Won 77 games in a row, combining 2 years in junior college and his first 15 here last year. Played at Indian Hills Junior College, won 2 national titles, and he goes out. 3 fouls.
Satterfield with 2, and no one else in any jeopardy yet at all in this game. It's interesting how aggressively Kenyon Martin has been playing, and he has not been in foul trouble in this game. Coming back out is Karcher. Yes, rattles in a tray and ties the game at 38.
The weapon they have now, shooting the three. They have those kind of weapons with Karcher, Wadley, and Greer. And Sanchez is capable of making threes as well. They get a foul down here against Cincinnati, I believe. Yeah, I think Cincinnati would have fouled down here.
Are you sure? I don't think so, Dick.
No, maybe you're right.
So.
Maybe you're right.
The other way.
Yeah, you might be right. The body language was indicating the other way. But see, I'm blind in my left eye, so I got an excuse. So that's to the left. That's why you got to bail me out.
Ronald Rollerson,
Space Eater,
has checked in, and he replaces Kevin Lyde, who's Temple underneath. Rollerson hands it off to Sanchez, and Temple will try to get the lead back. Karcher coming baseline, and there's a pushing foul against Cincinnati that time.
You know, Karcher has a mini version to his game of a former Digger Phelps player, Adrian Dantley. Has that kind of body. Doesn't have the scoring ability, obviously, that Dantley had in the low post, but he has that kind of ability. 6'5", back you down, shoot the little jump shot.
Karcher cuts, comes baseline, loses the handle, and on the turnover into Tate's hands. Now Satterfield will try to break it down. He was forced back outside.
And Satterfield and Logan together.
Johnson fires in and out, a rebound. Temple. And they turn it over. They have been uncharacteristically sloppy with the basketball today.
Well, when you average only 9.7 turnovers a game, think about that average. Only 9. They got 11 already today. So many teams average 17 to 18 turnovers.
Logan for the lead.
He can shoot it.
Got it.
He can shoot it. The scouting report says you cannot leave him open. He's automatic if he gets the look at that free.
Windus John Chaney double back with Greer. Here's Sanchez handling the ball outside. Greer watching from the sideline. Karcher, trigger, yes, good body work by Karcher. Got the defender off him, got space, and came up firing.
He can play at the next level, Brad. He's got strength to that body. He's got touch. He's got great hands. Here's Sanchez, the catalyst, the leader of that matchup zone. He communicates to the players where they have to rotate.
Johnson, the three.
Yes, sir. He can flat out play. DeMar Johnson's got ability, got talent.
His lead swells to 4.
These are two special basketball teams, Mr. Musburger. Two special teams. Those that like March Madness, you better include these teams in your pool.
Back it in, Barnes. Comes up, yes, cuts the lead in half.
They got good balance offensively. They can score it down in the low box. They can score on the wing. And remember, they're playing America's best. 42 in a row they've won on this floor. 42. The last time they lost was in November of '98 to Arizona State in the NIT preseason.
Martin out high. He's been quiet here in the second half offensively.
That matchup keeps him quiet. Doesn't get great looks on the inside. Got to step to the foul line area is wide open.
Came outside. No. Temple. And I want to tell you that Rollerson has been doing a good job on that glass since coming off the bench.
Well, he uses that body well. Good space eater inside. We got an NCAA tournament environment here. The atmosphere, the intensity, the electricity.
Karcher, and it is blocked by Johnson.
Johnson stepping out with that great size. He's a perimeter player, but he's 6'8".
13:51 to go. Cincinnati leads it by 2. Timeout.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dick Vitale. You're probably wondering, what am I doing in one of these babies? A Rolls Royce. I'll tell you why. I'm getting ready to pick my all-Rolls Royce team. I mean, we're talking the best of the best. I'm going to talk about the Waltons, the Jabars. We're going to talk about the Magic and the Jordans. You name them. Get a TO. Get a timeout. Get a TO, baby. Get a timeout. Get a TO, baby. It's going to be unbelievable, baby.
Playing this month on ESPN Extra.
Passion, intensity, artistry, Act now and watch Major League Soccer matches you can't see anywhere else. MLS ESPN Shootout, a season's worth of excitement. Don't miss a beat of the heart-pounding, heart-breaking action. Call now to order.
Introducing ESPN Extra, the brand new cable channel for sports fans who can't get enough. On ESPN Extra, you get more of the sports you love, like international soccer from around the world, including the UEFA Champions League. You'll see international auto racing, fitness, and outdoor programming. Plus, there's EXPN, which offers exciting extreme sports programming. It's all on pay-per-view around the clock, all week long, and only on cable. Watch ESPN Now or your program guide to see what's on. Then order exactly like you would for a pay-per-view movie. ESPN Extra, you can't do better than that.
Get into the zone. The ESPN Zone, the ultimate sports dining and entertainment experience. Eat great food, watch any game that you want, and compete in our sports arena. ESPN Zone. What more do you need? In Baltimore, visit the Zone at 601 East Pratt Street. In Chicago, on the corner of Ohio and Wabash. And in New York's Times Square on the corner of 42nd and Broadway. And coming soon, ESPN Zones in Atlanta and Washington, D.C.
NCAA basketball presented by Payne Weber on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Autotrader.com, the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
Oh, the celebrities are out today. The Big O, Oscar, he was everyone's guest at halftime. And the former Alabama coach, Wimp Sanderson, is working alongside us with Brad Sham. For the host broadcasters, he's on the radio call. The Wimp did a fine job down there with a Crimson Tide. And I've got the celebrity here next to me, Mr. Vital, Dickie V.
I'll tell you, Brad, we talk about Wimp Sanderson. He and Sonny Smith of Auburn have a radio show together down south, and they say it's a riot. Big O, I always thought he was the best ever to play the game until Michael came.
Karcher fouled on the shot.
If you had to pick the 5 best players ever as Karcher goes to the goal in the history of the game on a college level, I'd go with West and Mr. Robertson as my guards. As Karcher now seals off the defense with his body, draws the contact, goes to the line.
A little bit of a NBA continuation, on that to tie this game up. And then the putback is good, and there's the big fella, Willerson.
Yeah, he's really giving him productive minutes off that bench. Stepping in for Lyde. They are going to be such a major factor in the NCAA tournament, this Temple team, especially with a healthy Pepe Sanchez.
Who looks healthy enough to me today, and he just got picked off big time by Tate.
I'll tell you, they could be my choice as one of my Final Four teams.
And Tate very active on the baseline. He was fouled.
You think about Final Four, I love Michigan State, love Cincinnati. And I really look at this club. Stanford, you got to like as well. And I like Temple. I mean, those are the 4 teams that jump at me. Hey, what a big day yesterday for the Big East. I mean, yesterday had to be basketball heaven for the Big East. As you look at John Chaney, I think they're going to get 6 teams in. St. John's beats Syracuse. Notre Dame beats Seton Hall. Miami beats Connecticut. I think those 3 clubs will join the upper echelon teams of Connecticut, Syracuse, and St. John's.
I can't keep up with you. I'm concentrating on this one. I got a 1-point game here. I can't worry about the Big East. I got 13-21. Will you pay attention to this one? It's a good one.
We got to talk about the nation. We got to let the nation know what's happening.
Go on Sports Center to talk about the nation. Pepe Sanchez runs it down in the corner.
Man-to-man defense.
Here's the hot hand, Lynn Greer. If you weren't with us, he was 5 of 5. 3-point range in the first half. Back on the floor, he's number 14.
They got to get some shots for him.
Up firing. Missed that time, and Kenyon Martin yanks the rebound down.
He hurried that shot.
For the lead. Back up. Up over the top, and it's Temple basketball. Wallerson very active on the glass.
Kenyon Martin can't get any layups, so he got hit.
And Karcher under pressure from Johnson.
I thought he got hit right there. No call. Don Chaney very quiet on the situation. I thought Karcher got hit.
Yeah, I agree, Dave.
Hey, you jumped all over me. I mean, I give 6 teams, you jump all over me. I mean, come on, I'm trying to let the nation know about the Big East and all. I give them and you jump all over me. Hey, write a letter in and protect me, okay? Musburger all over my case.
Very fired one up over the glass. So tough D now at both sides. Here's Pepe.
I'll tell you one thing, Brent, they lull you to sleep with that patience offensively.
Archer, and he's tied up. And on the possession arrow, it's going to go over.
He just has such a system, and when they execute his system and he has the right parts, they are so difficult to beat. Hey, yesterday we talked about Duke's dominance in the ACC. What about Cincinnati? Won 5 consecutive Conference USA championships. Duke has won 4 in a row in the ACC. That is dominance.
Satterfield, who has been patient against this defense. We've got to give him credit for that. Trying to attack from the left baseline up with the runner. Beautiful.
I'll tell you, got to clear out on that side. In a man-to-man, he is so difficult to handle because of his superb quickness.
Temple's turn.
We got a mail-out smasher right here. Every possession becomes so big.
They're paying attention to Greer, aren't they, this half?
Yeah, they're attacking him right now, and obviously they have to make it 5 for 5 in the first half.
Wadley under pressure. Great defense by Cincinnati on this trip, and they force a violation. Shot clock violation, no question. It had expired. Higgins had the call. It goes over.
I'll tell you, both clubs playing great defense. Both clubs really getting at it. Here's Mr. Satterfield, one of Musburger's favorites.
We've got a timeout.
He was part of the animal group. To study the mind of a convicted killer.
Are you a murderer? Oh, yeah.
A psychiatrist.
If you don't talk to me, I can't help you.
Is prepared to risk everything. Academy Award winner Anthony Hopkins.
Never had control. You only thought you had it.
Academy Award winner Cuba Gooding Jr.
He's leading me into the jungle.
He's leading you? Instinct.
What are you up to? Therapy?
Now on pay-per-view, rated R.
Do you want to know when the games begin? Tune to ESPN Now, available only on cable, for a complete guide to all sports on television. You get continuously updated schedule information so you know exactly what's on when. Plus, get live sports headlines from ESPN.com and the Go Network. If you want to know what the latest sports news is and where the games are, the place to be is ESPN Now. ESPN Now. It's where sports fans go first for sports. To get ESPN Now, call your cable company.
It's College Hoops Bloops. From ESPN's archives, you'll see basketball footage that'll make you flip, action that'll spin your head around and make you lose control. You'll see highlights that'll definitely get your attention and knock you clear out of bounds. So pull up your favorite seat. Prepare to be knocked out.
College Hoops Bloops, playing this month on ESPN Extra.
People think I live a pampered life, but I work hard to keep up my business. For example, no matter how late I was out the night before or how much I want to hit that snooze button, I always manage to wake up first thing in the morning and catch that 11 a.m. Sports Center.
Powering up. He got it. 3 homers in 3 games for Fernando Tatis to start the season.
It's not easy, but it's all about commitment.
Well, our Payne Weber Senior of the Week is one of Dick's favorite, Stanford forward Mark Madsen, and he's an outstanding student, 3.2 GPA as an econ major. You know, this young man regularly visits the Children's Hospital at Stanford, speaks at youth clinics out on the West Coast on the dangers of drugs and the importance of education. And Payne Weber donates $1,000 to the Senior of the Week Scholarship Fund in the name of Cardinal senior Mark Mad Dog Madsen. And this, of course, could be the Senior of the Year, Kenyon Martin, although, Dick, he's only 3 of 10 here today. And let's bring in Brad Doherty. What about the matchup zone down low by Temple right now, Brad?
Well, Temple's to be commended. Their discipline is outstanding in the zone. What happens as the game wears on, you have a tendency to work higher and higher, leaving the backdoor lobs and that type of thing open. They're staying very tight in the zone. And Ronald Rollerson, who's in there, the big wide body, has a lot of activity. He's been doing a very good job on the backboard.
Fletcher kicks it out, and Logan fires the tray, rattles in, yes.
That's the one guy they got to match up on. They can't allow him to get a square look at the goal. He can shoot the three.
Lead back to 4.
I felt that he would be a big player off the bench, Steve Logan. Veteran player, relegated to coming in as a third guard, stepping up big, so 2 big threes today.
Greer's had only 1 shot in the second half, being hounded by Logan. Sanchez up firing, no. But Temple gets it back. Kicked out, and Greer misses that time.
He's actually taken 2 bad shots here in the second half. They haven't been the good looks that he had in the first half. This can get to a little danger time right here. Look at the 3 points in the first half. 3-point shot, 1 for 5 now. Second half, 5 of those 7 were by Greer.
And Greer sits.
I'll tell you, Brent, this can really be danger time. The next 3 minutes can really be dangerous for Temple, because they're not a club that's going to put a lot of points on a board quickly. They can't afford to fall down 9-10.
Yes!
He can shoot it!
Steve Logan.
The scouting report, he can shoot it. You got to match up on him, Mr. Westberger. You got to listen to me when I tell you about him shooting the ball. Come on, Brent, you got to listen about Mr. Logan. They got to match up on that guy. They can't let him shoot.
Biggest lead of the game for the Bearcats.
Wow. You know, it's amazing. Coaches will prepare scouting reports, and if you went in a locker room right now with Temple, they have it right up there that this guy can shoot the ball, yet they let him catch it, square the body, and get the good look. Hey, Brad, do you guys ever look at those scouting reports when you're in a locker room?
Yeah, you look at the scouting report, Dick, but what happens in those circumstances is you're playing against this guy, and you're hoping, you're kind of faking it. You're hoping that he's going to pass it and try to run the offense and not shoot it, because you can't always get to him.
Archer fouled on the 3 by Logan. Cincinnati in the middle of a 9-2 run over the last 4:20 here, and
Bobby Huggins not happy with the foul, with the play by Logan. He's not questioning the foul. He's questioning the defensive effort by Logan. Really poor play right there.
Temple looking for his first free throw of the game. They're now 0 for 4. Cincinnati, on the other hand, 6 of 10.
That makes it so tough to win on a road when you take the schneid on a free throw line.
There it is, their first throw of the game. First successful throw of the game.
Both these guys, Bobby Huggins and John Chaney, so active in their communities.
Got 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 is great in baseball, isn't it? 2 out of 3, you're an all-time Hall of Famer. Now they're going to match up outside on Logan. They're going to try to reverse him the ball.
Center field on that runner, floats it up. Tapped in by Martin. Kenyon Martin.
Eventually he gets the gap in his seam and attacks the offensive boards. They have many ways they can hurt you.
They double when he picks up his dribble. Karcher got to go to work offensively and quickly. Michael all over him, doing an outstanding job, and now talking to him too. Karcher fires off the screen. Yes! Banks in the tray.
And he stares, and he has a little more talk from Mr. Michael.
Oh, great duel between those two, Dick.
We had 2 warriors going head-to-head, and they are talking some street. He said, you got no game. You got no game. He says, I got game.
Karcher's 8 of 14 in the game. Michael cuts on the inside, and he's fouled. Works his way to the free throw line.
Nice pass by Kenyon Martin, catching and cutting. Michael going down and gutting the defense. Here's Karcher now, going to square the body from the three. That's that good rotation, kisses it off the glass. He said glass all the way.
Pair here for Michael. He's made his 2 field goal attempts here in the second half, but now he's made all 3 of his free throw attempts.
Well, at least he's stepping up offensively. Bobby Huggins got to be really happy that he's thinking offense. In the first half, he didn't think offense, didn't even take an attempt.
Sanders and Greer sit for Coach Chaney.
14 and Greer.
Waved off.
Look at an illegal screen. An illegal screen. Michael drew it. John Chaney not happy.
And he's all over Higgins. And our coverage presented by Payne Weber returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Cincinnati's lead is 6, 57-51. Our Beck's storyline shows you just how well Cincinnati has played, committing only 5 turnovers. Temple shooting well in this game, being led by 2 players, Greer and Karcher, with a total of 35 points. Let's go back and compare the coaches as we were going to break John Chaney with that stare on referee Tim Higgins. What he was really upset about was that it was the official across the floor, clear across the floor, not Higgins, who made that call, and he was asking Higgins why that would happen. Huggins, of course, he works the officials regularly. So the 2 active guys here.
Oh, they really get after it, no question. They're into it. These guys have so much passion and so much emotion. They're not forcing a turnover on the matchup, and you got to credit this kid Satterfield, really doing a good job against a defense that has really caused a nightmare for so many teams.
Back into Michael's hands.
You know, Brent, the big question in March is going to be, can you win a national championship with a diaper-dandy backcourt?
In and out.
No one's ever done that, won a national title with 2 freshman guards, but the landscape has changed in college basketball. These kids have got a lot of experience.
Karcher. Oh, is he hot? He's 16 second-half points, Dick. 22 for the game.
Well, he's got that uncanny ability of making plays happen. He can create plays.
Satterfield, they trap him in the corner. And I believe they call a timeout.
Good timeout. He was really at no man's land right there. I think Bobby All, Sartorio resplendent. Mr. Chaney, he just hanging loose,
Dick,
having a ball.
Let me ask you a question while we've got this timeout.
About the Big East? I'll tell you about the Big East. What do you want to know about the Big East? You want to know if there's 6 teams getting in?
I want to ask you, who's going to replace Bobby Crimmins at Georgia Tech?
Wow.
Who would you rate? Let me put it to you this way. Suppose the athletic director called you and, well, Mike, and asked for a recommendation. Who would you say would do a very good job down at Georgia Tech?
Well, it's such a great city, great visibility, great conference. I would say right now the hot name is going to be Bill Self. I really believe they're excited about him from Tulsa, where he has a tremendous club. The guy that I would go after, my first choice if I were in charge, I would go after Kelvin Sampson of Oklahoma. I think he would fit perfectly there.
Brad Doherty, who are you voting for?
Brett, I think you have to go after Mark Price. Mark Price is one of the all-time great players in Georgia Tech basketball history. I think you keep it in the family. You get someone there who has Georgia Tech background, Georgia Tech pride. It means something to those people. He'd be a great head coach.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He gets the job. He hires you as the assistant.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Kenyon Martin pulls the trigger. One thing about Mark Price, he could get Brad Doherty to basketball. Couldn't he, in Cleveland?
Yeah. The Cavs dynamite duo for the Cavs hooked up down in Atlanta. That would be a great story.
These are important minutes.
Yeah, they really are, because 6 points is a long way away with the patience that Temple plays with. Every possession now, as we get late in the game, becomes so big to Temple.
For Sanchez, 3, yes. Big shot by Pepe Sanchez from Argentina.
Well, there's the experience, the solid performer, the senior stepping up, responding to the challenge.
And the fouls against Barnes. And a reminder that next you're going to see some of America's finest skaters in a one-of-a-kind ABC sports event, performing only for the audience and themselves. No rules, no judges, just skating. It is the Chevrolet Skating Spectacular, next at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on ABC. Satterfield coming to the line. He has played a solid game, 3 of 8. He has 4 assists.
I'll tell you, if you talk about a big shot in this game, that was a major shot by Sanchez. If you could identify one big opportunity, Sanchez's 3 was major.
Temple basketball down 59-56.
Just old schoolboy basketball, really playing the game with great understanding, hustling, scrapping, moving the basketball, trying to hang with the #1 team in the nation.
Archer draws the foul. He has been an offensive force, hasn't he?
He's a scorer.
Dick, my question, are they just about a score short, Temple?
Well, you know, when you look at him, you would like to have another guy that can score for you. I thought they had the guy last year at the NCAA. I thought treated him unfairly, Rashid Brokenborough. He should have been eligible to play. He graduated, but he was not a partial qualifier, so they said he could not get the extra year. But, you know, you'd like to have an extra scorer, but Greer can provide that off the bench, and Karcher's just got a nose for the basket.
Yeah, you said he had to step up, and he certainly has here in the second half. Remember, he missed a lot of minutes because of 2 fouls in the first half. That's a Chaney rule. Chaney's not alone there among coaches who keep players out. Now it's a 1-point game again, Dick. 59-58, 5.5 minutes.
It's been what's been advertised. Here it is. 10 in a row, won by Temple. 16 in a row by Cincinnati.
Michael slashes, and Karcher fouls him.
And he doesn't waste time. He gets the hand up. He says yes. Michael spotted an opening in the defense and tried to attack that goal.
3 fouls on Karcher. That's his first in the second half.
John Chaney was in Ohio on Thursday, beating Dayton, and as you said, he didn't go back home. Stayed here Friday and Saturday.
I told everybody how Pepe Sanchez wasn't going to play. He planted the seeds of doubt.
Yeah, had us all believe in that. Had us get our filler material. That's why I had my Big East material. I had it all ready to roll, and I got to get that stuff out. You're lucky I love you, big fella. And we have so much fun. Oh, wow. There's Michael stroking the free throws now. He's come up big here in the second half after taking his zippo at halftime. Sanchez always under control with the basketball. Oh, wide open.
Karcher coming into the paint. Little off balance, tap back. Cincinnati, Kenyon pulled it back down, and he traveled. Logan turned around, and Pepe Sanchez forces the turnover.
Yes, sir. Sanchez created that walk. Logan tried to avoid him. Look at Bobby. Relax, Bobby. I'm going to watch the kick out, the pitch out. Now here comes Sanchez. He tried to avoid him and took the extra step. We got good officials on this game. Donato, Lemmo, and Higgins.
He got past Michael. Foul is called on Pete. That's 3, or that, check that, let me correct that. That's the 4th foul on Michael. That is huge. That is number 4. I thought it was only 3, and I'm corrected on that. Of course, I want to remind everybody, as he comes out right now, that's big. He's their best defensive player over there. Time permitting, stay tuned for the Payne Weber post-game report. John Saunders and Digger Phelps will have all the scores and highlights from around the country. How about the fighting average in Notre Dame? You mentioned that. I think of him every time I mention Digger's name, and that'd be great if Matt Doherty gets him into the NCAA, the big dance this year.
I think he needs one more win. He gets one more win, they get in. And Troy Murphy gets 35 and a 2-point win on the road against Seton Hall. That's big, as you said. If this game ever goes to overtime, you're certainly going to want him on the floor if you're Cincinnati.
Into the hands of Satterfield, so the lead stays at 2.
And the free throw line.
59.
Free throw lines hurt Temple. They don't get away, though, do they, Brent? They don't get away, the Bearcats, from this club.
Very few teams do get away from Temple.
We got 2 quality teams hooking up here.
The steal. Jumping out beautifully was Lamont Barnes.
Barnes really good stepping into the passing lane, anticipated well. John Chaney doing a little dance on the sideline, making like a little Louis Carnesecca.
Sanchez waits for someone. Wadley, and it'll be the fella who's carried him short on the shot. And the foul. Karcher rose up, went for the tie, and the foul is called.
You know, Mark Karcher almost went to Georgia Tech, but at the last minute, I guess could not get in academically because the ACC would not take kids that do not qualify, and he recommended that he go to Temple. Oh, you got to make those free throws, Brent. You're on the road. You got to make those. John Chaney can't believe it. Went to Bethune-Cookman. He was a great player years ago. He's a legend on the streets of Philly.
Missed them both.
Not even close. The second one.
Cincinnati with a 2-point lead and the basketball at the 4-minute mark, trying to extend the longest winning streak in the nation here today, gunning for number 17 in a row. No basket.
Triple foul number 32, Lamont Barnes. Is fourth. Team foul number 9.
This guy Fletcher comes off the bench, gives them quality minutes. He and Logan get a lot of experience when they step off the bench.
Ryan Fletcher at the line, shooting 1 and the bonus.
Fletcher missing the free throw into Wadley's hands. Now for the tie again. This crowd very uneasy, coming down to the final minutes here.
You'd be uneasy too as this club plays.
Karcher for the lead, got it.
I tell you, feel a little easy if you're John Chaney. The ball gets in his hands. He can shoot the rock, baby. Will this be upset city?
He needs to shoot his free throws from three-point land.
Wow.
Oh, here they come again. Looking for numbers, they're going to slow it down.
Smart play, getting back. Cincinnati did a great job getting back defensively.
Wadley fires.
Yes. I'll tell you, these kids are tough mentally. Oh, are they tough mentally? America, recognize the name, Temple.
This happened with Pete Michael in foul trouble. Remember that.
Yeah, that's big, him on the sideline.
Johnson fires, misses the three. Temple basketball, Kevin Lyde.
They got some momentum with each possession now. They're a dangerous team with the lead, the way they manage the clock.
Got a 6-0 Temple run right now. Karcher, Johnson the defender.
See, the one thing that's happened here today, Cincinnati hasn't created offense off their defense. Can't get any layups off the defense.
5 on the shot. Wadley's got to go to work. Fires the three. Yeah!
Oh, is that big, baby? Is that big?
A 6-point lead at the 2:10 mark.
They need a TO, baby.
They got it.
42 in a row. #1 in the nation. They're jumping with joy down at Stanford.
So Temple hits its last 4 shots to carve a 6-point lead.
You talk about stepping up big, Brent. I mean, these are big shots. Karcher all day long has been such a major factor. And what about Wadley? He says, anything you can do, I can do better, Mr. Karcher. Oh, this has been a special one this afternoon. And now Wadley again. There it is. That's a long-range J. He shot that from downtown Cincinnati. Sanchez's three, I thought, was the major three.
That made the lead 59-56 at the 6.5-minute mark. So it's now 67-61. Cincinnati, 2 minutes to go. #1 in jeopardy at home. Kenyon Martin shot is blocked. Temple basketball.
He hasn't gotten anything easy today, Brent. Nothing easy offensively. They're going to take that clock down now. Gets down to making free throws. Got to watch the 5-second count.
Here's Quincy Wadley.
Wadley's so much more comfortable when he's the off guard.
Wadley fires a three. No. Battle for the rebound, and out comes Michael. Gonna drive the length of the floor, and the foul goes against Temple here at 1:27.
Stops the clock, gets him on a free throw line, allows him to get into their defensive pressure set as well. I'll tell you, Linda Bruno's on cloud 9, the commissioner in the crowd for the Atlantic 10 here today. Likes live here as well. There's Wadley missing. There's the rebound. Here comes Michael wheeling out. He just made his mind up. He was going the length of the court.
Beat Michael to the line, shooting 2.
Cheney's got to be certainly proud of the effort of his kids, but he wants no moral victory here. Beat this club last year. They believe they can win. That's half the battle psychologically. You've got to believe you can win.
Got them both. We've got a timeout. John Cheney, a chance to upset number 1. Huggins needs to rally in the last 1:27. Timeout.
NCAA basketball presented by Payne Weber on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Payne Weber. Thank you, Payne Weber. Midas, go safely, go Midas. And Beck's, a beer apart.
The nation's longest winning streak, 16 games, is in jeopardy right now. Cincinnati trails it by 4 as Mark Karcher, red hot with 22 of Temple's 34 points in this half. Kenyon Martin scoring only 13 here today, and from the floor he is 5 of 13, so the defense has troubled him.
They've really done a great job controlling him on the inside, taking any angles away, really closing off the lane inside, not allowing him to get anything easy.
They run the baseline. Greer trying to come free.
Full court pressure.
Need to move quickly. Wadley's got the ball, and the foul is going to be called on Satterfield with 1:20 to go, and they will come up to the free throw line at the other end, and we've got a timeout.
And this is going to be big. This has been a problem making free throws for Temple. They got to convert on a free throw line. That's where they're going to go the rest of this game.
Dick, we got a quick reminder here about Big Monday. It's tomorrow on ESPN in Connecticut against St. John's. St. John's coming off a big win, and Connecticut a huge loss against Miami. Oklahoma State, Missouri. UNLV against Utah. Utah beaten last night at the Pit in Albuquerque. Dick, let me ask you about Oklahoma State. That's another team that could wind up with a 1 or a 2 seed.
Oh, Eddie Sutton's club really excels. They do a great job in terms of executing offensively, and they defend. And Eddie Sutton, one of those guys who just knows how to win. Free throws, 5 for 12 today, 42%. Not on the line now, not in a bonus situation. They can really take chances now to gamble to go for the steal. If they don't get it, you foul.
And there is Martin. And
Sam, just give him a hug.
Yeah.
Just give him a hug. I'm not hurting him. I give him a hug.
And now they're coming up so I was saying a short time ago, just before that timeout, they still had 1 more to go. And Lamont Barnes coming up here.
Hey, you and I were batting around last night about when's the last time a team had the Player of the Year win the national title.
You had
it was UCLA, Eddie O'Bannon.
Yeah.
Eddie O'Bannon, UCLA, Jimmy Herrick in his days of glory. That was the year that Tyus Edney went the length of the court to beat Missouri. All right, this is big again. Back to the free throw line.
A huge free throw for Lamont Barnes, and John Cheney's team leads it by 5 with 1:19 to go.
We got a 2-possession game here, even if he converts this one. If you're Temple, when you come back down the floor, you got to be concerned about 3-point shooters. Fletcher can shoot the 3, and so can Logan.
Missed that one.
Fletcher and Logan, the 2 guys can shoot the 3, and then you have Martin attack the basket.
Round 5. What can they do against this matchup?
Oh, he picked up the dribble.
Turn it over. And Wadley is fouled by Satterfield. Nothing he could do about it but foul him. They're looking for the intentional over there on that Temple sideline. No question about that.
See, like right now, as we see the turnovers, he picks up his dribble. That's a no-no. That's a mistake by the young guard. And then he grabs him and has no other choice. They want the intentional. Dean Demopoulos and Nate Blackwell do a great job for Temple on that sideline, helping John Chaney.
I think he fouled him before he actually
Yeah, he did.
him,
Yeah, he did. I agree with you, Mr. Musburger. See, you're sharp. You're right on it. You're right on it.
It's amazing what our cameraman can show us, right? Knocking it down, and it's going to be tough now, Dick.
There's Dean Demopoulos, a guy that's been so loyal and dedicated. Yeah, it's going to be really difficult now. You're looking at a potential, if he converts this, a 3-possession game. Oh, it's been fun here, Mr. Musburger. It's been fun, my friend.
As good as advertised. You know, this game was hyped all week.
Well, you said last night we're having dinner, and he says, does it get better than this, Dickie V? We're having dinner at Morton's. We're here in Cincinnati. #1 playing against a team that's dangerous. You're right. Doesn't get better than this.
Michael on a drive. Gives him a life with 58 seconds.
It's hard to believe that he didn't take a shot in the first half. Got good quickness.
It is 5, and there's the foul by Johnson.
They're stunned. They're stunned. I've had now there are 2 games that they've lost against Xavier. That was a different kind of game, a fast-paced game. And now here against Temple again. They want to make sure they don't see Temple in the NCAA tournament. Look at John Chaney. He's working that sideline. What a road trip this has been. Dayton.
One of the longest home winning streaks in the country. You know, they've won 42 in a row here at the Shoe, and down by 5. Make it 6 as Barnes has been lethal at the free throw line for Chaney.
Well, they're making free throws now late in the game, and that's when you want to make them. The longest win streak down there at Utah with 50 in a row.
In and out. Satterfield.
2-possession game right now. Got to kick it out to guys like Logan. Got to get Logan some touches. Oh, good job. He's covered.
So Kenyon Martin for the left corner, short, tap back out into Wadley's hands, and he's fouled by Logan with 42 seconds.
Unless it's a miracle, unless you got a scoop, we got upset city here in the Queen City. Yes, my friends, there'll be no automatic walking to that national championship in college basketball. One bad night, the party's over, and they're celebrating the new #1, Stanford.
The reason why, John Chaney. Chaney rules, folks, like almost no other coach in the country.
Hall of Famer.
Wadley knocks it in. Here's a man that before the season started, he decided that all his players' hair was going to be cut short this year. Facial stubble had to be shaved. Ears and necks metal-free. He wanted to see no jewelry, no bracelets, no rings, no body piercing, and come to work at 5 o'clock. And look how it pays off against #1. The work ethic lives in Philly. Logan, no. Come back and a rejection underneath. Temple basketball, 30 seconds, shooting throws again. And folks, they're up by 8, and they are headed for upset. And Dickie V, now tell me, who's going to be #1?
Well, it's got to be Stanford, the Cardinal. I don't think there's any doubt about it. What about Arizona without Laura Woods yesterday, blowing out UCLA? I mean, that program is really right now in struggle city down there.
Let me ask you this. Okay. Is Cincinnati in danger of losing a 1 seed with this loss?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. When you talk about Cincinnati and the year they've had, that would be an injustice based on just losing here today to a quality team. I mean, if Temple has Sanchez all year long, Brett, we're not talking about 17 or 18 in America. They're right up there in the Super 6, maybe the top 5.
They could climb into that top 8 spot.
Well,
1 or 2 is so big as Logan misses, but put back not there off Kenyon Martin. Satterfield cleans it up on the other side with 18 seconds to go.
You know, you mentioned about John Chaney and the things he required. Isn't it beautiful, though, that a guy wants discipline and the players listen to him about discipline?
Absolutely.
That's one of the things missing in society today, and why we've had the problems with violence and all the things out there today, where people just don't have any more the respect for authority.
One other point about John. He doesn't get the blue chip kids, the kids that go to Duke and North Carolina. Yes, he's got to take some chances. He's got to take some JC kids. But let me tell you something. If you're around these Temple kids, they get an education under John Chaney. They behave themselves. They're nice to talk to. I think it's one of the best run programs in the country.
And that's why I've said so many times, you got to really give this guy a tribute. And the tribute should be the ultimate, and that is induction into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Look at that man over there.
Hey, you and I got to make a flight now. Come on, you're going to lead the way, and we got to get out of here, man. We got a 4:30 flight. We got to get rolling, Mr. Musburger. I got to get to Sarasota to see Griffey tomorrow.
I thought you wanted to get to Sarasota to see Lorraine.
Oh, yeah.
Right
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Oh,
I'll be
wow.
putting Griffey.
I know you want to go see our lead. You're going to Jupiter to see Mark McGuire.
That's true. He'll be at Temple. I'll be already there. 17 seconds to go here, and Temple wrapping it up. It has been an upset. So Huggins, who was knocked out by the Owls in the second round in Boston a year ago, in here today, being upset. His home winning streak comes to an end. The longest winning streak overall, 16 straight. Now about to be history. And Pepe Sanchez, remember before the game, will he or won't he? And you got to wonder.
I'll tell you one thing. You talk about great point guards in America. We talk about Elamine, and we talk about players like Mateen Cleaves and Scooty Pan, Eric Barkley. They're outstanding, but you better include the name Sanchez on that list.
Yes, indeed. What a great job for Pepe Sanchez. Karcher stepped it up scoring. It was Greer in the first half, hitting all those threes. Let's not forget him.
And also Rollison off the bench, and Barnes and Lyde and that gang not allowing themselves to be intimidated by the presence of Kenyon Martin, who today was a good player but not a superstar.
Satterfield rolls it in with the left hand. The final 5 seconds, and the foul in the backcourt on the trap. But Huggins and Cincinnati know the end is here, and the Temple players congratulating each other. A job well done. Huggins, a quality team. They'll regroup. These youngsters will be back. They apparently did not play well down in Houston, I was told by some folks who saw that game.
Well, after they got the big lead, they let the lead evaporate. That's something that's happening to them. But, you know, that's the beauty of college basketball versus football. A loss like this is not going to really hurt Cincinnati other than maybe drop it in the polls. And you know and I know the only poll that counts is at the end after March Madness.
Exactly.
Well, we've had a good doubleheader. I won't see you now until North Carolina and Duke.
Cameron
Indoor Stadium. Talk about great jobs. What a job Mike Krzyzewski's done. He'd be my choice as National Coach of the Year, reloading with those 4 new players.
I got to tell you something, my friend. We cannot look past John Chaney now.
Oh, I agree.
He's definitely a factor. At the buzzer, that's it.
Sir.
77-69.
Wow. That's a nice hug. Hall of Famer John Chaney. Get him in the Hall of Fame.
Upset City here. The Temple Owls, coached by John Chaney. Do it. Let's send you to John Saunders and Digger Phelps. We had a good one here in Cincinnati.